Tonight at 11, closed to boating, fishing, and more. A local lake off limits after a sewage spill. Plus,
I wanted to hug my husband and hug my dog.
9 unplanned months in space. Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams speaking out.
We saw some isolated strong storms to start our work week. Those are winding down, but the heat sticks around when we'll see 90-degree readings.
At 11, a local lake off limits after a sewage spill. We'll tell you how it happened.
Isolated storms are winding down. We'll keep the heat around when we'll see 90s in the forecast.
Live from clickorlando.com and WKMG, we're getting results in your neighborhood now at 11 p.m.
And liftoff.
Now at 11, a history-making mission from Kennedy Space Center from the From 2 astronauts on their way to exploring both the North and South Poles from space. Plus, a local lake off limits after a smelly sewage spill. We'll tell you how it happened and how long it could be at risk.
To build this thing this high, it's not necessary.
Flooding fears in another corner of Central Florida. Why neighbors think a large new development just getting started could leave them soggy or worse. But we start now at 11 tonight with that picture-perfect launch of a private team of astronauts aboard a Crew Dragon capsule. I'm Matt Austin. Glad you're with us tonight. Ginger has the evening off. That From 2 research mission aims to grow the first mushrooms in space, take the first X-rays. It will also be the first Crew Dragon capsule to launch from Kennedy Space Center and splash down off the California coast. News 6 reporter James Sparvero. This guy had a front row seat to this launch tonight. James, there was some lightning in the skies as it was lifting off, right?
We still have lightning really right now, Matt. Just look behind me, but it's out in the distance. So they really found the right time to launch. That front, it had moved away from Kennedy Space Center. There was nothing behind it. So 9:46 was the right time. This Norwegian ship that led explorers more than 100 years ago to the Arctic and the Antarctic. So hence the name From 2 for this mission. So the crew now, Matt, they're headed to the South Pole. They're going to spend 3 to 5 days in orbit, and then they're going to splash down on the West Coast. It's the first Crew Dragon mission to splash down in the Pacific. But they've got a great start tonight and can't look forward to what they uncover over the next few days. Live on the Space Coast, I'm James Sparvero, getting results, News 6.
Quite a few firsts with this one, James. Thank you. Tonight's crew launch was the second half of what was a double-header for SpaceX. One of the From 2 astronauts tweeted out video of them watching a Starlink launch just before 4 this afternoon as Tesla took them to get ready to suit up for that mission to space. Up until From 2 liftoff, many on the ground were surprised the countdown was continuing. Here's some video of lightning in the skies over Exploration Tower from our Launch Credit Union camera less than half an hour before launch. It was going out there. We saw tons of lightning even from the official SpaceX feed. Look at it here. The astronauts were strapped aboard the Crew Dragon atop that Falcon 9, which might have looked like the tallest lightning rod in the area at the moment there. So are there any storms worth watching right now? That's a question. Meteorologist Julie Broughton is in for Jonathan Kagas tonight. Julie?
Matt, we are all clear out there as the radar is scanning out. But as we saw in James's live shot, all those storms we were dealing with earlier, those are now out over the Atlantic, about 50 miles off the coast, continuing to push off toward the east. So those are moving away from the coastline. We are continuing to see improving conditions, but we did pick up some hefty rainfall totals, some spots seeing 1 to 2 inches of rain. Also, some large hail measuring close to an inch in Daytona Beach. And our highest wind gust recorded this evening was at 61 miles per hour in Melbourne. Now we're quieting down as we move through the overnight hours. We have a lot of heat in the forecast and potentially a cool down. We will break all of this down for you coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Julie, thank you. Well, lightning combined with heat and dry ground has led to several brush fires today in Volusia County. One of them might have you smelling some smoke, too. So here's a wide look at Central Florida from the Forestry Service's active fire map. We've circled the biggest fire here, charring more than 500 acres in the Lake Woodruff Wildlife Refuge. It's not even 1% contained at this hour, but there is some good news. It is far away from any homes. The so-called East Marsh Fire is northwest of DeLand, southwest of DeLeon Springs and Barberville. Developing tonight at 11 now, we have a health alert for people living around one of Orlando's biggest lakes. The city says roughly 100 gallons of sewage may have spilled into Lake Man. So as a precaution, people are told not to fish, swim, or even water their lawns with this stuff. News 6's Troy Campbell is speaking to people who know the lake best. New at 11 tonight, a group of homeowners in Osceola County's Brighton Lakes community are sounding the alarm about plans to build a new housing development right next door. They tell News 6's Mike Valenti the plan is too ambitious, could flood their homes and hurt their property values. Well, our top story, that successful launch from the From 2 astronaut mission, and tonight we're hearing from the last astronaut SpaceX brought home.
There were questions that I, as the commander of the spacecraft, that I should have asked, and I did not.
What Butch Wilmore says he should have asked Boeing that might have prevented an unexpected 9-month stay in space. Chicken? What noise do you make to get a chicken? I don't know. Oviedo's known for its wild chickens, but I didn't find any when we hit the road. Viewers asked us what happened to the birds. So I get some answers for you. That's next. You're watching News 6 at 11. Live on a Monday night. We're getting results from Melbourne Beach, Oakland, and all of Central Florida.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Rubenstein Law.
It's time to play America's favorite jackpot game. This is Powerball. Good evening, everyone. I'm Randy Trainer. Tonight, we have another life-changing jackpot. It's worth a guaranteed $20 million. So get your tickets ready. Here come tonight's winning numbers. Let's start things off this evening with the number 64. Right after that, America, we have the number 12. And congratulations to NJB from Maryland. She won $50,000 playing Powerball. Right, there's sure winning numbers tonight. 41, 44, and we're rounded up this evening with the number 52. And tonight's your Powerball number. That is going to be 25. And your Power Play multiplier is 2. Let's take another look at tonight's winning numbers. Remember, there are multiple ways to win. Good luck, everyone. We'll see you back here on Wednesday night.
As a trooper, I know how every crash is going to affect your commute. So watch me on News 6 Mornings.
WKMG has been hitting the road, and we've been going from town to town to town. We've been talking to you, exploring your city, and getting results. We're getting to know you in a whole new way.
Finally get to see the people that I see on TV in person.
There's not many news stations that would do that.
Watch us cover stories from Oviedo all week, starting March 31st through April 4th on WKMG.
Wow, that's exciting.
Now at 11, News 6 hits the road once again, this time in Oviedo. And if you've ever been downtown, you've seen the signs, the murals, other evidence of... So News 6 will be live in Oviedo all week. Tomorrow, Lisa Bell looks at the city's 100-year history. You can tune in starting at 4 o'clock. So many good stories to tell there in Oviedo. We're going to enjoy telling those. Well, nearly 2 weeks after splashing down to Earth, astronauts Bush Wilmore and Sonny Williams are weighing in on their unexpectedly long stint aboard the International Space Station. 9 months instead of just 8 days. So at a news conference today in Houston, Sonny was grateful for the little things.
I wanted to hug my husband and hug my dogs. I had a good grilled cheese sandwich when I got home. I actually went out and ran 3 miles yesterday, so I will give myself a little pat on the back. Our trainers are rocking it.
Now, Wilmore missed most of his daughter's senior year of high school. He says he should have asked Boeing some more questions.
There were questions that I, as the commander of the spacecraft, that I should have asked, and I did not. At the time, I didn't know I needed to. And maybe you could call that hindsight, but I'll start and point the finger and I'll blame me. I could ask some questions, and the answers to those questions could have turned the tide.
Bet those next astronauts will be asking some questions like that. NASA announced last week Boeing is scheduled to launch the Starliner again sometime late this year. There's no date yet, though. All right, let's get you over to meteorologist Julie Broughton. As we had a launch this evening, you could see lightning in the background, but they went through and everything was fine, Julie.
Yes, everything turned out well, and those storms are still out over the Atlantic, so we're still seeing a lot of lightning if you were to look from the East Coast. Now, as we move through the overnight hours, we will see some light fog developing for your morning drive. And then again tomorrow afternoon, we will be hot. We will be near 90 every single day as we move through this work week and into next weekend. We'll also be mostly dry, but then by next Monday into Tuesday, we'll be pinpointing some rain along with a front that can actually bring us a cool down for next week. So this is going to be a strong front that by next Tuesday, so not tomorrow, by next week, will be to our south. And notice those blue colors. We could actually see highs in the 60s and maybe even 70s for part of next week. So a little break before we're dealing with 90-degree temperatures just about every day for the next several months. Here's what it looks like for you right now in Brevard County. This is our Lunch Credit Union camera out there in Port Canaveral. Right now we're sitting at 70 and skies have cleared out nicely for us. It was a different story a few hours ago when we were dealing with some strong thunderstorms. 71 right now in Orlando, 69 in Ocala, and 69 right now in Titusville. And we won't get a whole lot cooler than we are right now. Here's a look at the radar scanning out for you, not tracking any showers over land, but again, out over the Atlantic, we are still seeing those strong storms pushing off toward the east. Whole lot of lightning out there over the Atlantic, and we did have 4 severe thunderstorm warnings late this afternoon and early this evening. We saw some pretty impressive wind gusts, including in Melbourne, a 61-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and winds were gusting to 59 miles per hour out there at Patrick Air Force Base. Here's a look at the southeastern United States, where a front is to our north. That front providing a little bit of energy for us, but we did see primarily sea breeze driven storms today. Now your clouds and rain forecast as we move through the overnight hours. Notice we'll see a little bit of fog, especially across our northern counties. That front is going to try to dip down into central Florida. It's not going to be able to make a clean pass through, but it will bring us the chance of a few isolated showers. We could even see some storms popping up as early as noon. I don't think we're talking about as widespread as we saw today or as intense. But again, we will continue to keep about a 20% chance of showers in the picture as we head through the day for your Tuesday. Now, here's your pinpoint accurate forecast.
Sponsored by Strata Air Conditioning and Heating. AC emergency, you ought to call Strata.
We'll keep it mild overnight, going down to 66 in Ocala, 65 in Mico, and 69 overnight tonight in Orlando. Back up to 89 for your Tuesday with rain chances at 20%. We hover near 90 each and every day. And then Monday, 89 for your high with a 40% chance of rain. But I think there's a good chance we'll get that strong cold front through here. So maybe by this time tomorrow, we'll have some cooler temperatures for next week in the forecast.
All right, Julie, thank you. Here are tonight's winning Powerball numbers. We have 64, 12, 41, 44, 52, and the Powerball is 25. And your lottery numbers are pick 2, 4-2, pick 3, 9-7-9, pick 4, 3-2-8-8, and your pick 5, 8-3-7-0-5. That Fireball is 0, by the way. Fantasy 5 is 19, 11, 10, 29, and 3. Cash for life. We have 15, 33, 34, 53, 54, and the cash ball is 1. Good luck. Talking sports now, Ryan is here. We're getting set for the Final Four and the NBA playoffs.
Magic are trying to secure that 7th spot so they can host a play-in game. That's really important. Tonight, though, not good enough at home against the Clippers. We'll show you what happened, and yes, we will talk about the all-SEC showdown for the Gators in Saturday's first national semifinal, plus the women's Final Four is set. We'll show you who's in when we come back.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Freedom Health Medicare Advantage Plans.
The I-4 food tour is live right now for News 6 insiders. I'm hitting up our local restaurants, trying out their signature dishes, so maybe you can figure out where to eat this weekend. It's the I-4 food tour. Check it out.
Trooper Steve on Patrol is sponsored by Gibson Truck World. We are the king of trucks.
Welcome back. Paolo Banchero is the Eastern Conference's Player of the Week after averaging more than 30 points and 7 rebounds in 4 games last week. We'll be right back.
Meteorologist Jonathan Keggis pinpoints weather in your neighborhood only on News 6.
Hey, we appreciate you spending some time with us this evening. You can find all of tonight's stories and breaking news and podcasts at News 6.